Open Line Live Town Hall at St. Francis College in Brooklyn. Now, once again, Bob Slade along with the third answer.
Brother too, man.
I'll leave it on the floor to Attorney Bob Payne in the house. This next segment deals with bullying and the problems.
Brother Slade, sorry about this. And producer got to step in. We need to start this whole segment.
And integrity. And how can you sit here and perpetrate the mayor's arrogance on the public and on the teachers and on the children and on the people of New York City? Kathy Black is not equipped to be the Chancellor of New York City because she has no experience. How are you going to expect us to accept someone who does not have the educational experience? But teachers must have master's degrees, we must have advanced certificates, we must have PhDs, we must continue to pay student loans and go to school so we can educate the children. But somebody can walk in because they're a Bloomberg friend and they can take a job. The other issue is the children that are failing. Only children in African American communities and Latin communities are failing. You have a $23 billion budget, but we have no money, no technologies in our schools. Yes. We have no textbooks. There is no curriculum. There is no science lab. Nothing is happening to educate the children in New York City. And the schools are not failing because teachers are teaching. Schools are failing because no lack of accountability. And Mayor Bloomberg doesn't want everybody who's educated so he can do what he wants to do, so there'll be no accountability in the educational system for African Americans and Latino children in New York City.
School, IS 282, I said it. And also the BS 36 in St. Augustine. And there are schools throughout the city that have technology. We just added $1 billion to our capital plan to upgrade technology throughout the system for the next 3 years. We added an additional $1 billion, I think, this past week. So we're very keen around the issue of technology. And then on top of that, I mean, I know we're going to have disagreements around the facts and the figures. Say it again. Okay, well, she said it live. So yeah.
Let me make a quick comment. I agree with Dennis. There is technology in the schools, not to the extent that it should be. You hear what I'm saying? But also, I was briefed as the chair of the Education Committee approximately 10 days ago that the Department of Education is going to increase their 5-year capital plan by about $4.4 billion because the number of students are increasing and class sizes are getting larger. And part of that is going to be $1 billion for technology. And do we need it? Absolutely yes.
Let's get in the contract.
Okay. All right.
That's
very
right.
quickly, though, get ready to wind down this segment.
Who's getting the contract?
The last question. Very quickly, what's the question you want to ask?
The name and where you're from.
Good evening, everybody. Kiss, I love you. Keep going, Luke. Get on him. Make him do the right thing. My name is Julia Easton. I'm a retired Powell veteran from Brooklyn. The reason for number one, Walcott, you deal with me before, and you never done nothing for me before with the heat. Me and my brother went to office, and you never did no follow-up. You never done nothing. Yes, you remember 2003 times.
You met 3 times.
Where's my brother? Stand up. You talk about heating water, and you never follow up on anything. 3 times, yes you did. So how the man will do that when you don't do nothing? That's number one. Number two, I got a neighbor has termites, and your office tell her she got HPD dispute her and tell her that she's not home and she's been home. And her son got termites. You speak to your office, coordinator program, Jason Andrew, and Miss Canteen from the correspondent. Now she got termites. In her place, nobody has done nothing.
All right, sister. Thank you very much. All right, but
don't let me say anything to respond.
We got to ask you, where do the mayor get the idea that they're storming people and saying this is it, the chancellor? When you know you had an Afro-American chancellor, it should be another Afro-American. 4 people to educate them. And parents, you'll need to wake up and smell the coffee. You all should strike and let them know that you mean business. Because he does not care about, like the lady said, Afro-Americans expand. The program stink, you have no, why you stop the assembly?
all right, sister.
Why you
Hold on, we got to control this a little bit. The purpose. I don't know if he's responsible for the termites, but with all due respect, tonight I want everybody. Can we do it?
Sure, not bed bugs.
Let me say this. We gotta keep it so we can make this thing run on time.
Right.
We gotta keep it to questions. Okay, please, no questions.
So let me, if I may respond, two things. One is that in response to us meeting, I didn't know you before, and you called me out of the blue, and I said to come down to City Hall, and we met on 3 separate occasions, and I'm not going to go into the whys and wherefores of your particular issue. That's up to you to disclose, not to me. But ma'am, I mean, one thing I try to pride myself, even if the whole audience is against what I say, is my credibility. And so, with the sister, I have a lot of credibility. I have credibility to myself. I have credibility to myself and to the community. Ma'am.
Okay, sister, let's go. We got the next question.
My point being that we met 3 times. We met 3 times on your issue.
Sister. No, sister, with all due respect, we have a lot of people here. Well, you know what? Right after the session, why don't you talk to her? You can't hold up. Okay, all right. Next question. No, I'm trying to. We're trying to disagree with all due respect. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. We got one quick thing. Sister, you got to make that quick now, okay? Because we got to get ready to wrap this panel up.
Okay, on the question about the appointing of the chancellor. When we think about what has happened in the city over the last 8 years, when you think about the fact that since the mayor has had mayor control, that we have had 3 restructures of organizations where we had the ROC, we had the regions, now we got the CNN, CFN, whatever that is. We have that going on. And not to talk about on that panel for educational policy. It's a 13-seat panel, 13 seats on that board. If the mayor controls 8 seats, and he has a rubber stamp on that because he has 8 seats, it's only 5 left. That means that he's going to always has his agenda is going to go forth. Parents want to be involved. I'm an involved parent. We want to be involved. Our voice has been killed. It's killed. Why are we going to meetings? Why do you want to have us come down there and we go to a meeting and our voices are not going to be heard? It's not fair to us. When you think about the 1.1 billion students, even though my daughter's in 11th grade, we still got our other children. We got our grandchildren, got nieces, nephews, all of us do. They are being affected by this, and the parents' voice need to be put back into education.
Quick comment.
All right.